I'm looking forward to eventually getting my flip grip so I can play my Switch in Tati mode.
Speaking of flip grip, it's November 1st, 2018. How's everybody doing? We got EditorDavid, the architect, the editor.
Yes.
He's here.
We've been graced by his presence.
I am here.
We got MegaMatt fighting
Yo,
hard
yo.
man, quick man, and
Guts
aggressive man. All the Megamans. And we got Jason Tails Kitsune-san. Sugoi.
Jason.
Daijobu.
Daijobu.
Yeah, Daijobu. Dozo. Freaking Dozo. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
What happened to you? We used to be so
Where have you
talked
been?
to each other.
Oh, I've been locked away in this tiny little cage every
You're going
night.
to get a different job. They don't listen to this, so you're fine. You're in a safe place. Are you going to get a different job?
I'm hoping to. I'm constantly looking. Unfortunately, there hasn't been anything available in the area. So
Jason's my only local friend who's also in IT.
yes, it's a sad life.
So, yeah. Good stuff there. So Halloween was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
That's how dates work.
Welcome to November.
And I got together and I carved pumpkins this year, and I carved a McGee pumpkin. I don't know if you saw it out there,
I did see it.
but
Oh, I missed it.
we're gonna read from the Bible this time.
oh no.
Some Corinthians, I think. I'm just kidding. Sticky Situations, McGee and Me. Awesome board game.
Yeah.
For sure. But I carved a McGee pumpkin, and my friend carved a Pac-Man. I didn't actually carve that, so
Nice.
she did. It's a lady.
A lady friend.
The lady. Slow clap. Awesome. So Halloween, let's recap it. I went out in yoga pants as a lady.
Which was awesome.
I went out with my lady friend and other friends, and I went as a basic chick. So I had a blonde wig on. She did my makeup.
Please tell me you had a
Ugg
pumpkin
boots.
spice latte on you.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a crossbody Coach purse and a blessed pink shirt that had a dream catcher on it and an infinity scarf. And every bar we went to, I was
Boots.
like, woo woo, let's do shots every time. And I'm like, oh, it's my song. Woo! Like that. So that was fun. And I got really, I had a couple, maybe one too many Chardonnays.
Did you have anybody approach you for a dance?
You know, I didn't expect is all the hate from dudes at the bar.
What?
I think I caught them off guard because they're like, oh, let's look at some yoga pants butt. And then they look up and they see my face.
They're like, whoa.
And they're like, no, you made me feel things I shouldn't feel. Legit, I got so much hate. And then obviously I got weird looks when I'm peeing in the urinal. As a
Yeah.
6'4" lady.
Oh, it's
So that
like
was
a
fun.
scene out of Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, exactly. So Halloween was pretty awesome. It was a good time.
That was a good time.
So MegaMatt was with
Well, yeah. I was the Riddler.
the Riddler.
Did you come
And
across any Batmans?
One.
One.
He just kind of gave me a dirty look.
Wow.
But that was it.
I
What
liked
a
how
hater.
Your Riddler was very 90s cartoon style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that.
Um.
Well, you didn't go Jim Carrey.
No. I don't know. I have to. He had red hair or orange hair.
He
whatever.
kind of did, yeah, didn't
Yeah.
He did.
And
He switched between because then he didn't have orange hair when he was just being Edward Nygma, like showing off all his products and stuff like that. His hair was somehow part of his. He dyed his hair every time he put his costume on.
yeah.
Man.
He had to have.
And then he
It's gotta be
always just
brutal on your
wore
hair.
those like tight jumpsuits, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
His jogging suit.
Yeah. Oh, that jacket.
So Jason, what'd you do for Halloween?
I went out and had a couple cocktails and some hot wings.
Nice. Did you dress up?
No, I didn't. I really didn't have the time to go out and find anything as much as I wanted to.
Fair enough.
But I got out of the house and I was away from work, so that was a plus for me.
Nice. And the architect, ergo vis-a-vis, what did you do for Halloween?
I should have dressed as the architect. That would have been great. But no, I didn't dress up personally, but I did take my kids out trick-or-treating, and they got lots of candy, and I played Pokemon Go while we walked and got my steps in for that.
Nice.
So that was good.
Hatching eggs.
I got 2 eggs hatched, and both of them were crappy. So
Are they like 2-kilometer eggs or something?
one was a 2K egg, and one was a 7K egg.
Solid.
Yeah, my 7K egg, which could hatch either an Alolan style Pokemon or a Pokemon from a different region, happened to hatch a Tauros, which is the same region as us, and the same Pokemon that I caught 3 of while playing that night. So entirely pointless.
Huh. That sucks. So we're going to talk about some games. We usually jump all over the place on this podcast, but we're going to talk about games this time. And since it's basically an October podcast right now, I thought we'd talk about scurry games.
Scurry.
Scary.
Spoopy.
And before we get into games, I just want to talk about this movie that I watched
Was
called It Follows.
Oh,
Has anyone seen it?
no.
The premise is okay. I looked on Reddit because we wanted to watch a nice scary movie together, and I was like, let me find something good. This one's like acclaimed by everybody. Like, wow, so great! It's like a modern classic. It stuck with me for weeks. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be good, and it's on Netflix. So then we watch it, and the premise, complete spoilers because you don't need to watch this, is basically STDC, sexually transmitted death curse. Chick hooks up with a dude, and he had the curse. He spreads it onto her. He's like, you just gotta go. And then he's like, just keep running. So It Follows means she sees a person that nobody else sees, and they're naked, and they're old and messed up, and they're just slowly walking.
Oh.
2.5 miles an hour, I clocked it at. So 2.5 miles an hour, just slowly walking. So it ends up with the first girl that gets it, like runs off and drives off, and then eventually she's dead because it caught up. So she's just like riding her bike away from the thing, and then she's like, oh, I'm good. I got to the park. It's going to be like 20 minutes before it gets here.
Oh my God.
It's so stupid. And then eventually she's like sleeping with people because it has to kill the person she sleeps with, and then it goes down the line back to the origin. And yeah, and it was so
Wow.
great because her childhood friend is like, I could help you.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, nah. I'm like, this guy.
Wow.
So, no, I can help you. So STDC, sexually transmitted death curse. Don't watch that stupid movie. There was a few scary parts, but most of the time it was bad. And let's just say I rested my eyes for a bit during that movie. Freaking, yeah. So don't watch It Follows. It's stupid, awful movie.
I thought you were going to talk about another movie,
What?
Interstellar.
Oh, well, since you bring up Interstellar,
The last
I
time
do
was
have time to talk about it.
The last time I came over for a podcast, I was given a Blu-ray, and I did watch Interstellar for the
So-
first time.
Nice.
So take it away, the architect. Let's hear Interstellar. What did you think?
Break it down.
Impressions. How many times did you cry? Go.
I did not. I did not cry, but I did really like the movie. I noticed that it shared some main cast with The Martian, where you got Matt Damon on another planet, and Jessica Chastain, also as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I really liked the kind of just an interesting future. It doesn't tell you what caused this global catastrophe,
Yeah.
other than that there was some sort of food shortage, and now it's just corn.
And then it's the
And-
blight.
And and we know corn in this area. We see lots of it.
Hell yeah.
So it was very familiar just seeing all this corn, and yeah, how they brought up the potato famine of Ireland. You know, when you only have one thing of food, then I mean, even when it comes to farming around here, a lot of the fields they switch. It's a cornfield one year, and that's a bean field the next year. They try to keep
Yep.
it flipped up, and they are not able to do that.
So
I just like the whole dystopia, but not truly dystopia type thing.
Right. So what'd you think of the score of the movie?
Oh, the score was great. I mean, but of course it was Hans Zimmer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's always
Crushed
great.
it.
I mean,
I like that
Inception.
soundtrack better than Inception. I needed Dark Knight and all that
Inception's
stuff.
great. You know, Dark Knight, I didn't particularly
Yeah, I
like that
didn't
one,
get
but
into
Inception
that.
I love,
Yep.
and of course the pirate stuff.
Yep.
Yep, that's the best.
And then,
What'd you think of all the space travel wormhole stuff?
oh yeah, that was cool. I liked how they tried to be as true as possible when it comes to like the effects of gravity and such like that, or maybe you can say the word gravity.
Gravity.
There you go. Rather than like, they tried to make it as true as possible, which I thought
Murph. Yeah.
which I thought was great. I really liked that the robot. That's kind of
Tars.
the one thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of the one thing that really showed that this does take place in some sort of future when everything else is very similar. Could be a near future, but that robot just makes it seem like a future. And I think I read somewhere that that the grandfather is supposed to be like one of today's millennials. So that's kind of your idea of how far in the future it is.
Yep.
Type thing.
Definitely. So what do you give it for your rating recommendation?
Well, I'd say it gets a 8.5 out of 10 for
That's
me.
good. Nice.
It maybe felt a little long, and that would be my one drawback with it, because it is a slow paced movie. There is a lot of times where nothing really is happening,
Okay.
but now you're feeling that nothing really is happening with it.
I'm glad it's so long, so it gives me time to recover between crying sessions. But that's awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
actually, yeah, that the whole leaving one's kids for me, that did kind of hit home a little bit.
Yep, for sure.
Actually, I was watching while my son was at school, but my daughter, she turned 3 in the spring. I had her come over and give me a hug at one point because I kind of needed one.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Awesome. Heck yeah. So now we're going to talk about games. Scary games. And they can be anytime you played any scary game ever. What scary game stuck with you? And I wrote down a few. One of the more recent ones that I've played a few times is Outlast. That just gets me really like, holy shit, when I'm playing it. You know, Outlast? You're like getting into the mansion, you got the camcorder thing, and that's your like lights or night vision, and the batteries run out. I didn't ever get too far in that game. I think it'd be cool to try to beat it, but
Sounds almost like Fatal Frame in a sense.
yeah, it's more just like jump scares and things chasing you is what I've experienced, and just gory. So that, and then the first Evil Within, I loved. I got the same feeling like the excitement of playing the first Resident Evil with Evil Within when I was playing it, where I just get really excited, and it was so gory at the beginning. I don't recommend Evil Within 2 because I'm almost done with that, but it's okay. But Evil Within the first one, I think is really great. Like, it gave me that frantic parts, and then it just gives you the exploration part, and it kind of felt like Resident Evil for me, even though it's not the same game. I really recommend that one, and I don't feel like a lot of people play that one, Evil Within. Not really. I don't hear anyone really talk about it.
Yeah.
So Evil Within, and then obviously the Resident Evil, the first one. I remember being in like 6th grade and being too scared to play it with a friend. Play a little bit. Wesker! And then the dude's like, "What is this?"
Yeah, the really bad
for
voice
time.
acting.
Yeah, like Jill Sandwich is iconic.
Yeah.
When it comes to
Barry, where's Barry? And they're like, "Cut. That's perfect voice acting. Good job."
I mean, it's interesting because they obviously got some sort of actors to do. I'm actually not sure. Did they use the same voice actors as the actors for that like live action?
Oh, the
introduction?
live action.
I mean,
I
it's
don't-
not like those were the best actors, but they weren't I don't know. Could they just not? Yeah.
Trying too hard.
I think it'd be great if they could like gather up that cast and like get them to like some sort of gaming convention like Portland. Kind of like what they do with the Mortal Kombat people, like Daniel Pacina's at like every convention nowadays. But yeah, get that cast all together, and it's like, 30 years later,
and they reenact the opening lines.
Oh, jeez. That'd be funny.
Where's Barry? All right, who wants? Matt, go ahead with scary games.
See, you say the first Resident Evil. It was the second one for me.
Yeah, the Nemesis guy. No, that's
no,
3, right?
No, that's 3. 2 was the tyrant dude. But that was the first Resident Evil where they introduced lickers. Those guys with the brains on the outside of their heads.
The big tongues.
Yeah, that's why they're called lickers, apparently.
Yep.
But I played this game in my parents' basement in the dark. I don't recommend that.
No.
That's the only way
to play. The one scene where I screamed like a little girl is there's a room you have to go in. You're in the
I know which one you're talking
police
about.
station.
It's the interrogation room, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With the mirror.
With the mirror. And you're on one side of it, and you have to get a key to go open a door, the club key or something like that. And as soon as you grab it, a licker busts through the mirror, and I was like, "Ah!"
Dude, that's a perfect segue into the poop your pants story.
Yeah, exactly. And
no, you couldn't think about it last week. There you go.
Yeah.
There's your last time you pooped your pants.
Probably.
Awesome. So Resident Evil 2. Any other recent games that really got you? We played Resident Evil 7 together. That was good. I remember screaming down at my bar.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man.
Yeah. We both did.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Played all the way through it at the bar.
Yeah.
Oh, what about you, Jason?
Unfortunately, because I'm a scaredy cat, I haven't played a lot of scary games. The ones that stick with me mostly are like the ones I did play through were probably like Seventh Guest on PC.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, first time I played it was on CDI, surprisingly, or 3DO, or whichever one of those. Just the whole creepy thing where you see ghosts and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Night Trap, which is a very bad B movie type horror game, but
yeah, I guess that falls into horror. It's more like campy, right?
Yeah, it really is. More recently, I mean, I remember sitting down at the bar and watching you guys play Resident Evil 7, and then that's nightmare fuel.
Where you going, boy?
Where you going, boy?
Jeez.
I mean, I got Deep Fear, which is kind of a Resident Evil ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
Really bad voice acting in English. Otherwise, there's one that just came out actually yesterday called Death Mark. I kind of want to try. But you're a detective, and you're investigating where people get these black marks on them mysteriously, and after a while they start dying because of it. So you don't know.
It's like The Ring with black marks.
Yeah, essentially.
Sounds awesome.
That's cool. I was seeing that on the Nintendo Switch store.
Yes,
I was reading about it.
It's on Switch, PS4, and Vita.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'm a Switch guy now.
You're a Switch guy?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I mean, we're on the family plan, so I feel like...
How many games you got so far?
Decent amount. I got maybe 12.
Okay, you're right up there with me then.
Yeah. But I play it every day, basically. I'm Dead Cells. I play a lot of Dead Cells. Because I like roguelites.
Roguelikes.
Yeah. Good time. Definitely recommend Dead Cells. And I play Dark Souls on there. It just feels like there's input delay.
Yeah, I heard that there was some of that.
So I'm not playing it again until they patch that because it feels like butt. It's just not good.
For me, it's like I'm not much of a Nintendo guy, but I look at my shelf and have like 12, 14 games or something. I'm just like, how did I get these?
Yeah. That's your horror genre, playing Nintendo.
Playing Nintendo.
I am a Nintendo guy, and I think I have 5 games, and one of them is technically my son's. So I need to...
That's all right. It's not about the quantity. It's about what you're playing.
Yeah. But when it comes to scary games, I'm with Jason that especially when I was younger, I scared very easily. Like, the original Dragon Warrior used to scare me. 8-bit graphics.
Oh, nice.
It was more like the idea of I got scared by the idea of losing. So I kept grinding outside, and I never would go and face the dragon lord in his final castle. And then one time, I think I was in college, I came home like, you know what, maybe I should beat this game finally. I just went in and I won. I was like,
That's awesome.
but like when it comes to truly creeped out, I didn't play, but I was, you know, when you're with your friend and they're playing and you're just kind of helping out. The first Resident Evil up to a point, I was the one that was able to figure out all the the puzzles and stuff, while he did all like the tank controls and shooting and such. I mean, I was creeped out, but it wasn't like I didn't get any jump scares or super creeped out for that one. But what really creeped me out was Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo 64. The first dungeon has all these giant spiders.
Oh, yeah.
And
In the
when-
tree, right?
That's
yeah,
right.
and when you're, you know, still getting used to 3D technology and you're fighting all these giant spiders that just can, like the big Skulltulas that can just come down from the ceiling right in front of you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I screamed at least once at that point. So that'd probably be my scariest moment. Now,
Nice.
I mean, now that part doesn't bug me. Pun not intended that time.
What's that one Zelda game with the moon that everybody references?
Oh, that's
Twilight Princess?
No.
No.
Majora's
Majora's
Mask.
Mask.
Majora's Mask.
I mean, that has its
That's
feeling
the
of
sequel.
it's a feeling of unease throughout, but I wouldn't say any particularly point scared me. Oh, another point in Ocarina of Time is where you find the Skulltula, the family that was cursed. You have to get the gold
Yep.
Skulltulas. When you
Yep.
first go in there, it just feels so creepy. You feel like you're gonna fight some sort of like evil creature, but it's just some guy who's been cursed. Oh, and then underneath that town, when you're an adult, there is probably the most creepy monster in all of Zelda. This one that has just like an extendable neck. It just looks like something out of H.P. Lovecraft. Or, yeah. No one remembers that one because it's just kind of, it's not a true dungeon. It's just where you go down to get the lens of truth.
Yep.
So it's not a major dungeon, so people don't talk about it that much. But yeah, that part was pretty creepy.
Nice. Matt, do a Chewbacca impression.
What?
The worse, the better. I mean, just do a Chewbacca. Perfect. Now I'll go since I put you on the spot.
It's a great segue,
Anyone
by
else?
the way.
I know, I'm really good at segues. Go, Jason, do your Chewbacca. That was the best one yet. You got one? Architect?
Come on.
I just did a different line than you guys.
Oh.
That's when he was saying something else.
Oh.
He's like, I'm going to hit this light speed thing.
Wow.
I did play The House of the Dead recently.
Yeah, there you go. Why didn't you talk
I
about
don't know.
that?
I just thought of it. I was like, oh, I streamed that the other night actually.
Light gun games.
Light
I feel
gun
like there's a lot
games.
more scary games that I've played that I'm just not remembering right now.
They probably are.
Like being younger and just being like super impressionable and scared into stuff for sure. So what's next? What do we have next? Wasn't I supposed to have a party this weekend, arcade party?
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, I should do that. And then
No.
I didn't do anything. Is it too late?
It's not too late.
There's always next weekend.
Is there? Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Some of the rumors going around.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
No.
No, we're not talking about work
Yeah,
stuff.
let's not talk about work.
So what are your guys' things you're working on now? What are you doing now? What are you playing? Since we're in the Midwest and the time's going to be set back, daylight savings.
Oh, that's
so it's going
right.
to be like sunset, darkness, depression at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
But we'll get an extra hour of sleep.
I don't care
I
about
don't
that.
care.
That's why you should have had a party, because you didn't get an extra hour party.
Oh, we didn't even think about that.
So I should have an extra hour of party.
Yeah.
Everyone come out to my extra hour of party.
You could call it's a share party, because you can turn back time.
Oh.
So at 2...
As they get 3, it becomes 2 again. Now everybody goes around and does bad Cher impressions.
No.
Do it. Do it. I tried to do the robot thing.
I know, yeah.
That was like the first auto tune, right?
What?
The Cher doing that song. Her
Was
voice
it?
was like auto tuned, pretty heavy. Usually it was like super subtle before that.
It may not have been auto-tuned, but there may have been some
No,
effect on
she was
it.
auto tuned. That's why she sounded like that. And
I'll have
that
to look into it. Because auto-tuning was originally made to do something else, like with geology or something like that.
Right.
Like the technology was made for that, and then it got used in music later.
Well, I don't have
So
anything
you're
else
asking
to
about
talk
projects
about
we've been doing?
Yeah,
Okay. I've had a little bit of extra time recently.
Yep.
So I actually cleaned my game room.
Oh, nice.
It's the first time it's been clean in 2018. You know, just in time for 2 months left.
Is it like a yearly thing for you to clean your game room?
No, it's like more a bunch of stuff happened all at once. My parents finally decided to give me like my last few boxes that had been sitting at their
Nice.
house. So they were just sitting in the basement for a while. And then we had, for a few months, we took in my sister-in-law and her daughter when they were in between places to live. And they moved all their stuff in. So I just had to move everything into the game room. It's the smallest room in the whole house. So a lot of stuff really makes it pretty cramped. So it just took a little while to get through everything because I didn't want to just throw the box of stuff. I actually wanted to go through every single box. I'm like, okay, I don't need this newsletter that was given to parents from first grade.
Well, why
That
not?
Because I didn't even write. I mean, I did find some of my like old drawings. Now those I kept, like when I drew Mega Man, because I drew Mega Man a lot when I was younger.
What?
That's
Oh,
cool. That's
Really?
way cooler than Matt being Mega Man.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. I was like,
We
as
got
obsessed with
a
Mega-
new Mega architect.
Yeah, as soon as much as Matt is obsessed with Mega Man now, that was me circle like first grade, second
you
grade,
could
third grade.
totally out hipster Matt right
that-
now
Yeah, you
and be like,
could.
But
I
at
actually
that
drew
time,
it
there
all
were
when I
only,
was
like,
a little kid.
4 Mega Man games, maybe 6. I'm not counting the Game Boy ones off the top of my head, but I think like I remember when Mega Man 4 came out, and that was like a new thing. Wow, a new Mega Man, and I rented that one actually, and then 5 and 6 I never played until adulthood.
Nice, man.
So
Drawing. As a kid, I drew McGee because I watched a Christian video series, McGee and Me. Yeah, check it out on YouTube. It's great.
I found my young adult, God, my young author books, and in second grade, I wrote and drew Mega Man's Time, which is pretty much chronicling Mega Man as he goes through Hard Man's stage, and it was pretty much
What?
yeah. Mega
Post
Man.
this on your Instagram, can you?
Yeah, I'll have to.
And then say
Maybe I'll
what your
just-
Instagram is right now.
Okay,
So-
my Instagram is Gamer Going Gray. Also, you can find before and after photos of my game room there.
There you go. Sweet.
So
And you have to post some of this stuff up there.
yeah, I get and then Mega Man's not adventure. It's Mega Man's Adventure, which is Mega Man going through Snake Man stage.
That's
And
awesome.
that one's better. That one actually, I think I obviously gave up on Mega Man's Time. The drawings got worse as time went on.
Oh.
They stopped being colorized. Rather than Mega Man fighting like the certain monster or the certain other robot, it would just be like his arm cannon coming out from the side of the page, shooting. And then,
You drew this while you're in school, in class?
yeah, we had to do like young author stuff. Some of
Okay.
the, and then like Mega Man's Adventure, which is what I like to say now is his agricultural adventure. That's, that one was just done on my own. And I'm trying to
Agricultural adventure.
Yeah, because I
What?
couldn't spell adventure, so I put a G where the D should be in adventure.
Oh,
So
in that
adventure.
sense.
Adventure.
I thought you meant like MegaMatt, like as a farmer. I was like, what?
I mean that would be really cool.
Using the Mega
He's gonna
Buster
fight Corn Man and
Yeah,
Wheat Man.
Oh, man, wheat man.
You get churn cannon.
Nice.
Plow Buster.
I mean, there's already Sheep Man, so we're
I
partially
know.
ahead.
Almost
Yeah,
there.
they kind of
There's a
messed
sheep
that.
man?
Yeah, MegaMatt 10.
10.
What?
It's so stupid. I think they were just running out of ideas.
Well,
It's
They
like,
should have pesticide man.
In
Sounds
3,
like a
they had
bad
Hard
idea.
Man,
yeah,
which is one of the easiest Robot Masters.
yeah. He just jumps around and shoots clouds that have lightning come out of them. It's
Yeah,
really
he's
weird.
Sheep lightning.
Yeah, sheep lightning.
Oh, I think
Makes
like
no sense.
I think I read somewhere or saw a video that maybe it's a reference to Philip K. Dick's "To Android's Dream of Electric Sheep,"
Oh,
which
really?
was the basis of Blade Runner. So electric sheep.
Oh.
That might be it, or it
That's-
could have been.
Cheeky game programmers.
No, that was just somebody going, Sheep Man. That's a
Sounds like
great
good
idea.
Let's do it.
Still makes more sense than Centaur Man getting the water level.
Centaur.
Yeah, I did a lot of video game books because then in 3rd grade, my young author's book was a retelling of the beginning of Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, with me as the main character and the girl I had a crush on as Princess Zelda,
Oh.
because of course. And then, and rather than the Castle of Hyrule, it was the Castle of Yorkville where I lived. And then another book I drew, which was pretty much the beginning and then Mist Cave of Final Fantasy 4.
Dang, you do more stuff as a kid than
Oh,
people
yeah,
do
you
as
do
adults.
now.
And then 4th grade, I did a comic of like the beginning segments of Secret of Mana. So like everything is derivative. Oh, and then the one non-video game one is when I retold parts of Transformers the movie in 2nd grade. Like these were all just, I don't come up with my own stories. I just pretend they're my own stories and change things up. It's pretty, maybe claim fair use and try to monetize it.
Fan fiction, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The only thing original was my 1st grade one called The Robot, which was about a robot that liked to surf.
Dude, let's make a short film.
Silver Surfer.
Let's make that come to fruition.
He's like your standard like
right,
robot type thing. He's got like big
antennas coming out
You
of
can't
him.
see what I'm doing, but I have antennas coming out of my head right now.
Nice.
Nice. Nice.
All right, Jason or Matt, what have you guys been up to? What you doing? What you doing in my waters? But you know me. I'm old Greg.
Oh, great. For me, it's when I actually get time and I'm not working my butt off. Taking
Quit
care of my
working
house.
so much.
I know, but I need the money.
All right, sorry.
I just put a new roof on my house. I still have a 15 by 13 wide and 2 feet deep hole in my yard that I still have to fill.
Fill it up.
Well, I'm trying.
I could come over and fill that hole.
What?
I won't even charge you that much.
Wait, what?
I bought a new pressure washed my house. Catching up on some comic books. The last one I read was actually Grim Fairy Tales, the Polybius story, which was about the mysterious arcade that seemingly appeared over in the West Coast.
Oh.
That was under FBI investigation.
Yeah.
It was kind of an interesting twist on the story. It made it more modern, where the arcade appeared at this old bar. This guy comes back in his hometown, and he has a car wreck. And the tow trucker, who happens to be the comic books universe of Death, drops him off at this pub. And the arcade's there. He's like, "Oh, I remember this game playing when I was like 5 or whatever." And it turns out that there was this girl who was working at the bar, and she's kind of like the demon that's attached to this arcade. And it's how it affected his life. Like when he was the only one who would play the game. His friends didn't want anything to do with it. They were off playing other things. But it gave him the wealth that he has now. And He's taking pictures.
I can't get everybody.
Can't. My arm's not long enough.
So, but it comes back to that, he had this great life where he had a wife who ended up actually committing suicide because of how well he was doing. He was a big manipulator. He made his money on basically conning people and lying to them. And it came for full circle. And at the end, he ended up actually being dragged into the machine itself. And then it went on to corrupt the next person and kind of redo the thing again. So it's just an interesting story. Otherwise, I've been playing Shenmue 1 and 2 re-release for the last 4 months.
Nice.
Which, I've played the first one over and over all the time on Dreamcast, and then I played the second one on Xbox once when it came out. So I'm working my way through the second game now again, kind of as a second time. I've actually platinumed the first one.
Nice.
So, and I'm about 75% of the way through on Shenmue 2. But who knows when I'll be able to finish that. So my backlog is massive right now because I really want to get to Yakuza Kiwami 2. I really like that series a lot more. And then all the new releases, because Red Dead Redemption 2 I want to pick up. Soul Calibur 6 I want to pick up. I haven't played the new... Well, I've played the first up to the Kingpin in Spider-Man, which I thought was a pretty good game too. But...
Sweet. Heck yeah.
Well, I finally beat Mega Man 11 on stupid hard mode. Yeah, slow clap. Yeah, I know. That was frustrating.
On the hardest difficulty,
yeah,
right?
That was so frustrating.
How many difficulty levels are there?
That's the
game?
hardest one. It's
So how many? There's only
it's three. There's
Normal, hard, and then
normal.
stupid.
Was it normal, casual, and superhero?
Yeah,
Superhero
something like
mode.
that.
Which basically superhero mode, you don't get any drops, except screws to buy your items.
Oh, that's great.
There's no drops except that.
Oh god. No farming for
No,
for healing.
no
or
E
anything.
tanks, no weapon tanks, no life tanks. You have to buy everything, and everything's faster and stronger.
And more alive.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I thought I would have to start over at some point, but I busted through it. So
Nice.
yeah,
Did you end up playing Until Dawn?
no,
Oh.
I wanted to.
Me either.
I know.
Neither.
I need to though.
What are you playing now?
I haven't really started anything now.
When's the last time you logged into Guild Wars 2?
Oh God, it's been a while.
I thought about
Did you
that
play?
yesterday. No, I haven't
Oh,
logged
okay.
in
Yeah,
over
I know.
a month.
I know.
But it's like I just haven't been gaming otherwise. I'm just doing stuff, and I play 5 minutes of Switch because it's automatically on and ready to play, and that's it. I haven't played any PlayStation 4. I haven't, besides playing one level of Border Break to show you guys,
Oh.
and then one level by myself. And that Border Break game is so good. It's only released for
PlayStation 4.
Japan, right?
Yep.
So I ordered it from Japan, and there's a controller. Backing up a little bit, Border Break was a arcade game. It still is an arcade game in Japan.
Exclusive.
And I played it when I was there, and it has an awesome, the right hand is basically just a mouse, a wired mouse on this arcade machine. You have a touchscreen right in front of you, and then the left one is a fixed joystick, and you have a thumb part to move, and that's your strafing. And then you have the dual triggers, and it's just fixed. So it's a really awesome setup. They did a limited edition run. Hori did. For those.
Oh, controller.
It's freaking.
Whoa.
What was it?
Was it 500 bucks?
237,000 yen.
Whoa, wow.
Which it's
No,
about
no, it's
240,
what?
250
it's-
bucks US.
Yeah, something like that.
Still
I can't find it. Anywhere.
sold out everywhere.
They were pre-order only.
And then they did
very
another
high-
run
Yep.
in September, instantly gone.
They
Jeez.
sold out super fast.
I can't even find them on eBay.
Nope.
Wow.
And you're probably not going to find those for a long time on eBay.
Because imagine playing online with that. It's that's the arcade.
Right.
Mhm.
Ah, so
So
good.
good.
Border Break. So if you had a Japanese account on your PlayStation, you could go to the store and buy it, but we can't buy it with an American account on the store.
Sadly. And there's no plans of it coming this way either.
But at least you can play it. Like, it's cheaper than a flight.
Yeah.
Because I remember dropping in $5 worth of yen, 500 yen, or 600 yen for like 13 minutes, 14 minutes of play. And we ended up playing that thing for like 8 hours.
Oh, wow.
So it was a lot.
How far are you on the PS4 version?
I mean, just the 2 maps.
2 maps.
So I did some levels. What's great now is, so I had to figure out what the Japanese meant when I was there. Like, oh, this button, and then you learn, right? Because I can't read Japanese. And
speak.
Google Translate on the phone, I just hold that up to my screen while I'm playing, and I can be like, okay, this is Starto.
Starto.
I got it. No problem. But yeah, that's super fun. I don't know. There's a lot of games that are in my backlogs. I don't think I have any like waiting for something to play. I bought Red Dead Redemption 2, and I know I didn't have the time, so I just had it shipped to my brother, and he's playing it, and I'm going to play it later. I don't know.
I think it gets hard, and there's this lull now because like I don't have anything on my lists coming out until the end of December now, so November is gonna be pretty dry.
Well, what about Smash Brothers?
I think that's next year, isn't it? Is it
December.
No,
it's
it's
December.
December.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just had to date this. Yeah, they just had their direct today, and they showed off some new characters. I mean, if you cared, you'd know. So I'm not worrying about spoiling anybody.
That's probably why I don't know.
So yeah, there's some new characters. Ken from Street Fighter 2 is going to be I think they're calling them mirror characters or something. Similar. If it's a character that's shares most of the move set with an existing character, they call them some other type of character. But yeah, Ken, it's pretty. And he's a palette swap of Ryu, so he's going to be very similar to Ryu, except I think he's a little faster. Some of his moveset's a little different. I play for fun, so I wasn't caring too much about the moveset stuff. That's one of the new characters.
There was a new Pokemon.
Yeah,
or
new
something.
Pokemon. The fire type from Sun and Moon. The final evolution of that was announced, and that's at I think 74. That's the final amount of fighters for Smash Brothers at release.
Wow,
Then they
That's
started
just
talking
crazy. It's like, is this the last Smash game? Because if they make another one, how are they going to outdo that?
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
forgot the
New
There's
guy's
Smash
name.
just so
Brothers.
many characters. It's just ridiculous.
I forgot the developer's name.
Oh, yeah.
Right after in the video, after they
Sakurai.
announced that there's going to be some paid DLC and you know
like
your yearly
always.
pass, there's going to be at least 5 new fighters. He blinks a few times. It's like, you're never going to let me rest, are you? And it's like, this is kind of what we've all been thinking. He's been doing. I mean, he made Kirby, and then he's pretty much been doing Smash Brothers since, and
Right.
Nintendo's not going to let him. He's going to die making Smash Brothers.
Well, I know there's been a lot of controversy about Waluigi. Everybody wants Waluigi. I don't know why.
I don't get it personally.
I don't get it either.
He doesn't. To me, he does not have a. To me, the characters I want are. I mean, people complain about there being so many Fire Emblem characters.
Oh,
it's
sure.
all it's just
Yeah.
it's a new guy with a sword.
Right.
Well, what's the difference with Waluigi compared to
Regular
Luigi? Like he's
Luigi.
going to
Yeah,
be just another
exactly.
similar character. I mean, he's there as an assist trophy, and like he's only ever appeared in the sports games and the Mario Party games, so he doesn't really have like any sort of move set that he can pull from. The ones
That's
I was
true.
always pulling for was Shovel Knight.
Oh, that would be
I
amazing.
thought he was a shoe-in for
Cuphead.
For you.
Cuphead.
Yeah, that'll never
I
happen.
would play that.
I doubt that would ever happen.
I
but-
thought he'd be a shoe-in for the last generation because he was getting an amiibo.
Right.
So-
right.
And it's really cool looking amiibo.
It still might be possible.
He's an assist trophy. He's been confirmed
Or
as an
he's
assist
a
trophy.
DLC.
I don't think they'll move anyone up like that.
No.
It'd be new. It'd be.
I wouldn't be surprised.
What about
Yeah, he has a full move set because he has all those different things
Oh,
he can
yeah,
do.
absolutely.
And then a lot of people wanted Banjo
Banjo-Kazooie? Really? Oh wow, I didn't hear that
some
one.
higher at the time when everyone was voting and stuff. One of the higher ups at Microsoft's like, yeah, we'd be okay with that.
It's just, if they're gonna do that, they should put Conquer in there.
What about Solaire from Dark Souls? Because they have the amiibo from him.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
Praise the
that'd be
sun.
cool.
And
then,
the sun.
One of the
bro.
free DLC characters that they, if you pre-order or if you like register it ahead of time with on like the Nintendo site, you can get a piranha plant.
Yeah,
with his
that
own, like,
is
pot.
weird.
It's weird, but when you see him, I'm like, wait, what? But then like watching his moveset, it's so different. It's something
Right.
new.
Something brand new.
So I'm fine with that. And then they showed off that it's going to have some like minor story mode similar to what they had for Brawl. A little less. Like Brawl had a full on story mode,
Right.
but this one, like it gives you a setup for why there is a story mode at least. And pretty much Nintendo just pretty much did what
Infinity Ward.
yeah, they Infinity Warded. They did what Disney and Marvel did and killed off all their characters.
Except one.
Yeah, the only one to survive is Kirby.
It was Kirby,
Yeah.
of course.
Well,
Like,
Luigi's
Figures.
already dead because didn't they kill him off like a couple direct videos?
Oh yes,
before?
yeah. Luigi's, but at the
Spoilers.
Luigi got killed by death in Castlevania, and then in another one before that, Mario and Link got killed by Ridley.
Oh,
they,
jeez.
as they showed.
I'm not attached
off
to any of these
that.
characters to be like, I want to pick them. So I'd want like Dark Souls or Lord of the Rings characters. And I'd be like, yes,
That'd be amazing.
I'm
You
Legolas
shall
this
not
time. I
pass.
just killed you with
Yeah,
Legolas.
it's Gimli. So then when you use like your grip attack and throw, so he goes, "No one tosses a dwarf."
He's like, not by the beard. Perfect.
I think my Twitter.
How different would Legolas be from Link? You pretty much got that
Oh,
over.
well,
that's true.
he's more, Archer, though?
yeah,
He's
that's
Archer.
Yeah. Well, that's just your standard B attack. With,
Beep,
I mean,
I know my Twitter was full of the one where Sonic was reaching out for Pikachu,
for
before he
Pikachu,
got,
and then both of them got
blasted.
killed.
which I was like, wow, Pikachu's just as fast as Sonic now.
You weren't. Neither were fast enough. But yeah, that was
Story.
kind of
It's all about
crazy
the plot.
watching the first time. Like, wait, what? They just killed off all these characters.
Yeah.
But then they're not really dead, and then
No.
and then it's a video game. Anyway.
of course.
But it goes to show Nintendo's a bit more, try to be a bit more ballsy about it, rather than be, all our characters are, we can't do anything. No, let's show them all getting blasted to pieces.
Right.
Best part is still a Snake in his box,
Yeah.
just trying to hide, and then he gets blasted.
Wait, what is this where they're getting blasted? Where
It's
is
the
this?
Yeah, it
story
shows like they're
mode.
probably the
Story.
new bad guy of the story.
Story mode of
yeah.
what?
Smash.
Smash
Oh, the
Brothers.
new one?
The new one.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, see, I
starts
haven't
out.
watched anything with it. That's
It
cool.
starts out with all the characters are sitting, are standing at a like a cliffside, and then they're looking up. You don't know what they're seeing. And next thing you see like bunch of master hands.
Yeah,
the bad guy
ton of
that's
master
been all of
hands.
them, and then this other like entity. It's very abstract, kind of like just a light with some wings and stuff like that. Coming down, you're like, okay, we got to fight, and then all the master hands become blue and energized, and then their energy
form
goes
into
into the middle
one.
thing, and then
Yeah.
it just shoots out these rays of
Beams,
light.
yeah.
First thing, it hits against Link's shield. He's trying to fight back, and then he's just blasted to pieces. Samus gets blasted to pieces. Every
Yeah.
character gets
Yep.
blasted to pieces.
And Kirby's on his star, like trying to outrun.
And then he's able to warp
He's
away.
able to
That's the only
warp
thing
out
that
of the
protects
zone.
him. Like
Yeah.
it shows all your beloved characters getting like
Yep.
similar to the end of Infinity War, where
Pretty
all
much.
the characters are turning to dust.
Pretty much.
They're getting literally blasted to pieces. Like they become dust, and kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
it's kind of
They kind of ripped
odd
it off.
coming out of Nintendo.
They kind of ripped off
Dang,
Infinity War.
that's pretty funny.
The thing is, with Nintendo, most of their stuff's canon too. So
To me, nothing is canon in Nintendo. You mean even with Zelda, my favorite franchise, you tell me that there's these timelines and such. I don't care. I just will play the next game and enjoy the hell out of it like I do every game.
Right.
I don't care about the timelines. I'll still pick up the Hyrule Historia for all the cool artwork and stuff.
Right.
But I don't care about the timelines.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna have a Smash party, arcade party, so the TV's down there. Isn't it like 4 players per Switch, I think.
You can do up to 4, I think.
Yeah.
And then you can do 8 in a
You
match.
can do 8. Yeah.
So we can do per TV 2 switches.
That's
docked,
crazy.
And then just have 8 players down there for like bar smash party.
16-player free for all. It'd be
Knocked
so
out. You
confusing.
get knocked out, 5-second drink.
Take a shot.
You have to take a drink during your respawn time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I bought the extra Joy-Cons. So mobile, I can set up my Switch and we can do 4-player Mario Kart and do the Mario Kart drinking game.
Which colors did you get for your Joy-Cons?
He got the
Was it
Splatoon ones.
Pink
Oh,
and
the
blue.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Pink and green.
I've
Pink and
got
green.
the 2 gray ones that came with it, and then I got 2 blues.
Okay.
So
I just got the gray ones right now. I don't have any second sets yet.
But I just thought, I was like, that's awesome. We should bring my Switch to the bar one time and do the Mario drinking game.
That'd be cool.
Just like huddling around. Can we get another round of beer, please?
Actually, I've done that. Before I ever heard about like the whole Mario Kart drinking game that you see online, my friends and I did a different version. It had nothing to do with like drinking and driving type thing.
Okay.
Or you gotta pull over because you can't actually drink and drive. And it was more this like you have to chug your beer or whatever I think we were all drinking beer for a certain amount of seconds per place you got.
Oh, jeez.
So you got first place, you have to do 5 seconds. Second place was 10. I don't remember the exact amount.
Okay.
It was like big
So
gulps.
if you came in dead
nice.
last,
So
Yeah.
then there's me who's just it was Mario Kart 64, and there's me who I know my Mario Kart 64 compared to my friends.
yeah.
So I came in like first. I think I came in third one time, but I never came in fourth. So I was still feeling good that night, but I was nowhere near
Oh,
everybody else.
right. Yeah, no
Right.
kidding.
So let's talk about drinking games because that reminds me of way back in the day. One of my favorite drinking games ever was, remember Need for Speed Underground 2? It had an
Yeah.
awesome soundtrack.
Yes.
Right? The drag racing mode, you can do head to head, and it was perfect, right? Because, yeah, you might be badass at it, but if you hit a car, you're out, right? So we would do a thing where we just wager drinks before the drag race.
Holy God.
So I'd be like 5 drinks, but okay, and then we just race. The drag race takes like what 25 seconds,
Yeah,
30
something
seconds.
like that.
It's like, oh, got you. Now you drink, and it's like, cool. Whole beer, then I got you. Whole beer bet. It's like, okay, all right, let's do it. And then like it would just be back and forth, and then people just sub in all the time. That was probably my most fun
Wow.
with a game, drinking game, like an actual video game. What about you guys? You played any other drinking games?
That have to do with video games or in
Anything.
general? I mean, yeah, I did do college for 5 years, so
So you did the Circle of Death.
Circle of Death.
and
Here's your standard.
F
yes.
the Dealer and
those were the-
Waterfall. Wait, what is it?
Waterfall is usually just part of Circle
No,
of Death
what
when
is
I
it?
played
Circle of, what's the other one? Horse racing. Horse racing's fun.
Horse racing.
I guess I'm not. I think I did play that, or like Pick Your Pony. I think maybe was what we called it. And there's so many, and then like your standard beer pong. And
Oh, yeah, beer pong.
And Flippy
beer
Cup.
pong.
I actually announced we had a drinking game tournament at the house I was living at.
That's awesome.
Started with a chugging contest, and then they had like that. The Flippy Cup was part of it, and beer pong.
I forgot
yeah.
about Flip Cup.
Flip cup.
Let's
Oh
just
my
slam your
God.
beer, flip your cup next.
I was the
Cool.
announcer for that. They got we had teams. We actually had a team that somehow heard about it and came in from Ball State University
What?
in Indiana and came out to us
Wow.
at NIU. Yeah, so
Those-
apparently they knew someone, so it's not like they were just.
Oh yeah.
They knew someone from NIU, so they came out and visited and like, yeah, we're doing this when we're out there, and they actually did very well. But not only did I do the announcing, we had another guy doing DJing.
Oh,
We
nice.
had a video camera that we had 2 tables. We had the main table and the secondary table. The main table, we had the video camera on it, and then we routed it through outside and then through the storm grate into a TV in the basement where the keg was. So people about the keg could actually watch the game too. And this was
Nice.
Wow.
this was 2007. So this,
Yeah.
the technology for have anybody
Right.
like, oh, let's just stream it and then everybody can look at it on their phones. Rich
Most
people
had tube TVs then too.
Yep, it was a tube TV.
Yeah.
Rich people had their iPhones, but that wasn't it. Android wasn't out yet. YouTube was still in its infancy, so there was no streaming yet. It was all wired stuff, and we were.
I remember those
broadcasting
days.
it. Yeah, it made us, and then. Yeah, back then I felt I knew everything about video. No, not so much anymore.
Right.
I know when I went to visit Jason the one time, it wasn't a drinking game, but we did a DDR tournament.
Oh no!
Dancing to the top.
I
Dancing
did do
to
that
the
as a
top.
All my life, I feel like people don't understand me, but I just need to express myself through dance.
Was that the one we did at the all girls dorm
Yes.
in the basement?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
It was strip DDR,
Oh,
and it was
without
guys,
drinking?
without drinking.
Without drinking.
Everybody was completely sober. But
Yeah.
the rules, it was a team of guys and a team of girls.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got less than a C, you had to remove one article of clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys won.
The guys won.
So
They always.
so D's led to D's.
Oh,
yeah. Double Ds.
Hey-o.
Hey-o.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
pretty sweet. I remember when I was when I was going for my associates first, I was hanging out with a bunch of people in student housing, and some people were drinking, but it was like more like just all group of friends hanging out. And I was like, hey, I brought 2 of these 40s of King Cobra. I was like, somebody duct tape these to my hands.
Oh, no.
Because I'm Edward 40 Hands.
Oh, jeez.
We did that at
They
my
use like that
apartment.
industrial black duct tape.
Oh.
So it was on, and I remember drinking it, and man, I weighed way less then, but I just freaking drank the other 40, and then I was like, I have to pee so bad.
You can't do nothing.
And then someone like just pulled the bottle right off my hands. I felt it like pulled my skin on the top of my hands way up.
Ouch.
I was smashed. I remember walking home, and I was holding the walls to get home.
Jeez.
Wow.
It's not my fault they were moving.
Yeah, those
Trying to hold them down, right?
stupid
Right.
walls just jump out in front of you sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I went to a house party my freshman year. It was the first one I went to, and it was down the street from the dorms. It was at this house. We were in the basement. And I was like, as soon as I walked in, people were like handing me drinks, and I was there for no longer than like 15 minutes. Hadn't even really taken a sip from my cup, and somebody yelled "cops!"
Oh, yeah, I remember you told us.
and I had to run out of the house. And I ended up ducking behind a large bush that was in the backyard as the cops stormed in from the back door. And like all these girls ran out screaming, and they were like hauling people out in cuffs and everything, and like holding them to the floor. And I guess one of the neighbors had actually called and said, "Hey, they're having a house party. There's a bunch of underage people drinking." And of course, at the time, it was before I was 21. But I had to wait because like all these cops were running around like grabbing kids and everything. And once things died down, I ended up trying to like run my way back to the dorms, hiding behind trees because the cops are still out looking for people who might have been at the house.
Nice. We're going streaking.
Yeah, but if you say that you hadn't really drank yet, you could have just walked and
I could
they
have,
could have breathalyzed you. You would have been fine.
right? But the fact that I had a beer in my hand still at the time because I was like,
Well, you just dump
drop
it.
the
Just
beer, Jason.
stall.
"No, that's alcohol abuse." I knew the rules back then.
Oh, jeez.
Just setting this beer down.
Should have just chugged it and ran.
Probably should have.
When it comes to drinking and crazy fences, or walls, I guess. I was walking back from the bars to my friend's apartment, and I saw a chain link fence, and then like a garage, and then there was a big gap in between. So I'm like, oh, okay, I can just sneak through there. So I keep walking, get to the thing, and then I run into another fence that's right there that's painted black. It was right next to it. Just the chain link fence was next to another chain link fence. That one was painted black. So from then on, I called it a stealth fence.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Comes at you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Good times. Well, anyone else got any stories? I think we're going to wrap it up because we're at an hour.
Oh, sweet.
Some good stuff. Halloween, scurry games, and drinking games. I like it. All right. Happy Halloween. Happy November. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Later.
Bye.